Tonight, interactive games come to the Disney Cruise Line. Victor Kong reveals Muppet Peter Pan. Parade and attraction debut dates at the Disneyland Resort. Walt Disney World awarded for food allergy awareness. Tips for a rainy day at Disneyland. A special report on the earthquake in Japan. And Mickey Mouse breaks his public silence. What does he have to say? This is DNN. Disney cruise passengers have always enjoyed the dining, shows, and destinations, but now they have something else to look forward to. Walt Disney Imagineers are hard at work developing interactive games that will give guests something more to play with. Currently in the works is a play floor which allows up to 32 players to play interactively with the latest Disney movie stars, as well as a game that takes place over the entire ship. Interactive pieces of art using facial recognition technology will create a customized experience for each guest. The company plans to extend these technologies for future projects, so they always remain on the forefront of entertainment. Perhaps you've seen the Muppets on TV or movies, but did you know you can also read about their adventures in comic books? Their most recent endeavor is Muppet Peter Pan, a parody of the classic J.M. Barrie tale, with Kermit the Frog starring as the boy who wouldn't grow up, Miss Piggy as his moody fairy sidekick, and Gonzo as the terrible Captain Hook. There's a wonderful review up on dapsmagic.com. Of course, you don't have to take my word for it. There's a lot of excitement over new additions coming to the Disneyland Resort later this spring. Mickey's Soundsational Parade will be sounding off on May 27th, filling the air with the sounds of music. Mine is Julie Andrews. Star Tours will resume daily operations on June 3rd, with an increased number of routes throughout the galaxy. They've even replaced their old inexperienced droids with newer flying aces for a better flying experience. Also on June 3rd, guests of Disney California Adventure will be able to travel under the sea to visit Ariel and her friends in a new adventure. This anchor, for one, hopes that Ursula won't be up to any fishy business. For those of you who eat, here's a story you might be able to sink your teeth into. The Walt Disney Company was recently honored for the precautions they've taken for guests' different food needs. Their training policies keep their cast members informed on food safety and procedures for responding to various food allergies and dining. If you have a specific dining requirement, you may even be able to talk directly with the chef about any concerns you may have. So how do you like them apples? Nearly 2 weeks ago, a massive earthquake and tsunami struck Japan. That night, thousands of guests found themselves sleeping outdoors at the Tokyo Disney Resort. Our own Mr. Daps provided up-to-the-minute coverage via Twitter through the night as the story developed. Since that day, the parks have remained closed and will resume operations once the damage has been assessed and remedied. And they have determined that the park is safe once again for guests. Tut-tut! It looks like rain at the Disneyland Resort. We have our own Francis Fairyweather in the park, with some tips for how to continue your celebration, despite the precipitation. Take it away, Hot Stuff!
Hello, Egon. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm Francis out in the field, and today's story is about rain. Rain at the resort. It flushes out everything, including the crowds. And we've actually talked to a few people about how to enjoy it. If you're scared of water, feel free to enjoy Mr. Lincoln, Innoventions, any of the stores or dark rides. And we also have, as one of the favorites, the monorail. Now if you aren't afraid of water, which I'm not, I don't know about you, you can ride on something like the train. The Matterhorn's open for your convenience, and also Dumbo. Or also, if you like being pelted with water, feel free to stop by Big Thunder. Yes, that is correct. Alright, well, Francis porting out in the field, back to you.
Thank you, Francis. You'll have to tell me sometime why the teleprompter wanted me to call you hot stuff. And now, since our old weather girl, Haley Snow, stormed out on us, we have Mr. Daps with the weather. Mr. Daps?
Thanks, Egon. Let's jump over to the graph, and you'll see that Disneyland will be hovering around 60 degrees all week, with a 50% chance of rain on Wednesday and a 70% chance of rain on Friday. What's this mean for you? Wear your coats and bring your umbrellas, because it might get wet. Jumping across the country to Walt Disney World, we'll have high in the 80s, maybe a little bit of clouds on Thursday, with lows in the 60s at night, so bring a sweatshirt for the evening, and you should be good for just about anything you want to do in any of the resorts over there. Jumping across the pond to Disneyland Paris, we'll find that we now have temperatures that are Celsius, and they'll be between 6 and 18 degrees Celsius, and mainly sunny, with partly cloudy skies on Saturday. Jumping across another ocean and maybe a continent or two to Tokyo Disneyland, which is closed, but we'll continue reporting on it anyway, you'll find that the temperatures are between 7 and 12 degrees Celsius, with clouds on Friday that might lead to showers as well. Hong Kong Disneyland, which is just a quick hop over the ocean there, will be between 17 and 20 degrees Celsius, much warmer than any of the other resorts, and partly cloudy, with rain coming to them at the beginning of next week. And that should give you your Disney report for around the world. That's the weather. Back to you, Egon.
Thank you, Mr. Daps, for a look at that wonderful world of weather. Since Disneyland first opened in 1955, Mickey Mouse has taken great pleasure in milling about and socializing with guests to the resort. In 1993, he decided to open his home to Disneyland visitors, so people could experience the lifestyle of the world's most famous mouse. Although people have heard him speak in movies, television, and even live performance, it is very rare to get a chance to speak to the mouse one-on-one in person, as he prefers to save his voice for the taxing roles that he performs. Well, a few weeks ago, Mickey broke his long-standing public silence and had conversations with many guests that came by to visit him. Even I was able to ask him a few questions, with the help of our photographer, Chris. Take a look.
Hi there.
Hi there, Mickey. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks.
Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Chris? What are you...
Sure.
Wait,
That'd be good. Cool. Yes. Go for it.
this was supposed to be my interview.
What are you doing
Hey,
at
Mickey?
Disneyland today?
Well, just wanted to have a good time.
What have you done today?
Well,
Ate some breakfast. Went on Space Mountain. Came here.
what do I do?
Yeah. You know, I'd love to get a picture with you.
I want a picture.
Right.
This is gonna be great.
It is. Wave hi. Hi. Awesome, guys. All right. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to ask Mickey any more questions because someone decided to take over the interview, and the mouse's time was limited. But I hope to remedy this someday soon. So Mickey, if you're watching, call me. That's all for DNN. Tune in next week for an exciting interview with Johnny Five. No, do it. I'll make him do it. He's my bestie. Oh, right. From all of us here at DNN, have a DAPs magical week.